Hi there. Take big steps. Take really big steps. So I was working with one of my mentees, and he had three choices. So choice number one was to try and build and scale his existing business, which is a business, in my opinion, that is quite difficult to do, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be done. Choice number two is to have a look at all of the available options to start a new business. And that can start with things that, interest you. In this case, we went through a list of things that interested him and things that we could kind of branch off into different businesses. And option three was to buy a business. What he liked all three options, but the thing he was worried about with option three, door number three, buying a business, is because it was a foreign concept to him, and he was worried he might not be capable of doing it. And my kind of direction to him was never be afraid to try something for that reason. You can be afraid for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you know how difficult something is. But if you're ever faced with a choice and the reason you're not making that choice is because you're afraid of what it involves to make that happen, don't be. Always let your sort of reach go beyond your grasp. Because when you look back, and as I have done, and many times, I have never regretted the things that I have tried. I have regretted not going big enough with some things. I remember, a few years ago when I owned a casino, and there was a period of time where I was doing exceptionally well. And what I did then was took my foot off the gas. I started relaxing. I started enjoying the money that I was making. I got lazy. I couldn't be bothered doing anything else. I didn't even want to grow the business. And circumstances changed. What I should have done is, when things were going that well, is go to the next step, go bigger and bigger and bigger, and try and figure out how I can eliminate the steps in the middle and go right to the end game and take really big swings. So I'm convinced that if you reach the end of your life, you won't regret the things that you tried. Even if you failed, I don't think you're going to regret those things. I do think you might regret never having tried to go after the woman of your dreams, never having tried to build the lifestyle that you really imagined in your head, never having tried to be the person that you know that you can be. So that's my advice that I gave to him, and my advice that I'd like to give to anybody who will listen is take big swings. I hope you enjoyed today's tip. Thanks for listening.